Well, I think it's pretty near time. That's how my grandfather used to say, pretty near. But I think it's time that the ordinary be recognized as extraordinary. But unfortunately, the way the world works for most of human history is that the ordinary people have been relegated to being seen as remedial and unimportant, expendable. You know? And that's just the way the world works. If you've ever had a job where the turnover rate was high and the management, the way they managed was to tell you that if you don't like the way it is, then you can leave because they could just hire new people. So you don't really matter. If you ever had that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ordinary people? What's that even mean? Well, I believe that ordinary people, they want to do what's right. They want to love one another and help each other and be kind. Basically, ordinary people, they want the invaluable. They want to do what's right. Yet, because they aren't manipulative or conniving, they get pushed down and maliciously used by those who will stop at nothing to be better than others. Well, here's the thing. Those who want to be better than everyone else, they don't really have anything to unite them except for to use each other. Because of this, they don't really have any allegiance to anyone but themselves. Ordinary people, there's a whole lot of us. A whole lot. And we all want practically the same thing. What we want is extraordinary. What we want is for society's needs to be taken care of. This is called God's work. God's work is the invaluable. And it's extraordinary. And those who want to do it are too as well. So why isn't it getting done? Well, because those who want to be better than everyone else, they run the world. They take Satan's deal and they follow the playbook, to keep the deal. Well, I say enough is enough. I don't know if you're familiar with this fellow named Jesus, but he said that he's going to divide the goats from the sheep. And the goats are going to go into everlasting punishment. Well, dang, that's harsh. What the heck did the goats ever do? Well, the goats, they hate God's work because it affects the deal that they took from Satan, so they try to prevent it. And then when this happens, people die, like kids of starvation. And it's as simple as that. That's why the punishment's so harsh. Let me tell you who the goats are. The goats, they want to be better than everybody else's. It's the only way they can mitigate their fear, because they don't want to love. Perfect love casts out fear. But the goats don't have any. What is a goat? A goat is greatest of all time, as the kids say. And there is only one greatest of all time. It's the one who gave up his life to champion the invaluable. To champion the invaluable of God's work. He gave up his life for it. That's why he's the greatest of all time. And this person is Jesus. But the fake goats, like I said, they want to be better than everyone else. And they do this because they fear. So they try to inhibit the work of the actual greatest of all time. Jesus said the goats, they're going to be divided from the sheep. Now, sheep, that has a negative connotation because the goats have been manipulating and using the sheep for far too long. But, you know what? The sheep, they follow the shepherd. And the shepherd is the greatest of all time. And if they walk in the footsteps of the greatest of all time, then they're the greatest of all time too. You know what? Think about what extraordinary means. It's extraordinary. And I'd say there are at least a few billion very, very ordinary people out there who can be great. But the fakest greatest of all time, the wannabes better than others, they think extraordinary people, they're expendable just to be used. The goats don't believe in the truthful values of the truthful goat, the greatest of all time. All the goats have is underhanded manipulation, trying to convince us that we can't do anything about it, and that's just the way the world works. We can clearly see that the world doesn't work. It's not working. Well, I for one am tired of being used, abused, and put down, held back. You know, we all have so much to offer, but it's being squandered by those who don't find value in it. And I hate seeing people die of need, and kids. I hate seeing, these goats. Make it harder for people to succeed and be the best they can be. I hate seeing the earth being consumed. I hate it. I know a lot of you out there hate it too. None of these things are great. Yet we keep being convinced that we're remedial just because we don't like it or we have a problem. And the way the world works, that it's a success. Just because these goats with power and riches convince us of this. Why do we keep putting up with it? Putting up with being put down? I would rather be ordinary and be the best that we can be and achieve great things. Because to me, that's pretty extraordinary. And to the greatest of all time, that's extraordinary. What the goats think is better is stifling progress. To be better than everyone else. Yet, they can't even be better than themselves. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what I believe that we should do. What I think that we should do is believe that the invaluable that Jesus spoke of, that's the best ever. And then we will believe that we can do extraordinary things. And then we will accomplish something that's never been done in the whole history of the world. And have the ordinary people be recognized as extraordinary. So if you believe in what I said, if you believe in this, if you believe in what I believe in, tell me what you think in the comments. And you know what? Give me a thumbs up. Because give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe, because we will move the mountain. Just wait and see. Because I believe that we are extraordinary. And now is the time. Now is the time we finally are recognized, the ordinary people, as extraordinary. Subscribe and give me a thumbs up. We're gonna move the mountain, folks.